Hey guys, in this video I'm going to do a full review comparison between the Huawei P8 versus the iPhone 6. So let's just get into this. So first difference that you will notice between these devices is of course the display. The size of this device is bigger, and of course iPhone 6 is small, which is of course because of the display here. So this is 5.2-inch screen. And this is a 4.7-inch screen, so that is the most eye-catching difference between these two phones at first glance. Now, if we talk about the build quality, both are made up of the aluminum, metallic, whatever you want to call it, the premium material. You're not going to see any cheapness in both of these phones. Really nice design. Both are really great in terms of design. Well, this one is around 6.4mm thin, and iPhone 6 is around 6.9mm thin, so you can still see that the Huawei P8 is definitely slimmer than the iPhone 6. And if we talk about the weight, iPhone 6 is, again, it has the smaller screen, so smaller form factor. It gives it an edge in terms of the weight. So yeah, that's about the build quality. Both are really nice overall. You're not gonna see anything cheap. Both are really premium. So of course power button is right on this side, on the right side on both of the phone, while the iPhone 6 has Apple's design language is a little bit different. So there's volume rocker on the left side, while we do have the volume rocker right above the power key. And then also we have the dual SIM capabilities with SD card slot, which of course iPhone 6 is just a single SIM variant. You have this slot here, and on the bottom you can see the lightning port and the speaker, and same kind of design language on the Huawei P8. Not that much difference, but the 3.5mm headphone jack is on the bottom on the iPhone 6, while the headphone jack is on the top on the Huawei P8, and that's the difference there. And the camera is again on the top left on both phones, 8 megapixel here, eyesight camera, really nice, sensor and all that stuff. With the two-tone LED flash. Then also we have dual LED flash with 13 megapixel resolution, and that's about the whole design. I'm really satisfied with both of these phones. So if we talk about the software here, the iPhone 6 is basically, I have installed the iOS 9 here, the beta version, and of course it is a little bit damaged due to the water test, but of course iOS 9 has its own goodness. And this one is coming with the 3.1 Huawei's Emotion UI, a totally different experience if you use this UI. It's really nice, endless scroll, and of course home screens. There's no app drawer, by the way, but it's really nice and really different. A lot of similar things between the Huawei's Emotion UI versus the iOS. Like we do have a control center type thing on the lock screen, and same stuff is here. They resembles a lot. Look at the bottom of the both phones. They resembles a lot to each other. But anyways, both have their own features. We do get a little bit more features on Huawei P8, like features like this, and of course gloves mode, and it has this really nice tips and tricks. While the iPhone 6, of course, the iOS 9 is not ready, not cooked yet, but still it does have some good stuff, like battery saving, and of course iOS is a very well optimized, very well defined OS. You're not gonna see any problem. Very nice. Even though it's a beta, if you have watched my speed test, you know that the iOS 9 is definitely going to be a good thing for the iPhone 6, in terms of speed and all that stuff. And we do get a lot of good apps also. So iOS has its own goodness, and this one, the Android, also has it. So speaking of Android, this is coming with the Android 5.0 Lollipop, and that's the version that we have. If we go into about device, this is the Android 5.0 version, and you also do get things like this, like one-handed mode, and same kind of stuff here. Tapping here, and look at that. Tap a little bit more. So it's of course iOS 9 beta bug. It goes sometimes to the top, but yeah, this is the one-handed mode on the iPhone 6. So if I talk about the under the hood things, we have 3 GB of RAM here, which should be really enough to do a lot of multitasking stuff on this phone, while the iPhone 6 has 1 gigabyte of RAM, which is really optimized, with the environment of iOS. You're not going to see any problem. And also it has the Apple A8 dual-core chipset, and this one has the Kirin 930 octa-core 2 GHz processor with Meli GPU T628 quad-core, and of course in terms of gaming, iPhone 6 has edge over all the phones, smoothness and all that. That was a past thing, because nowadays you're not gonna see a Galaxy S6 lagging in the games. I've done a gaming test here, by the way. I haven't seen any lag on this processor, but definitely both of these phones don't support 4K video. I don't know if both sports or not, but both of those phones have no option of 4K video recording. So you're not going to see any lag on the iPhone 6. You're not going to see any lag here on this phone. I will also be doing some benchmarks and some other stuff on my channel. We'll be doing some detailed stuff also. And probably iPhone 6 has a little bit stronger processor overall. But we'll see the benchmarks, what benchmarks are going to tell us. So yeah. If I talk about the camera, so the camera here is 13 megapixel, while the camera here is 8 megapixel. So of course the battery is too low, so it says that flash is not available. So you can just capture the photo, or you can also check out some other stuff, like you can turn on the front camera, you can turn on the flash, you can also check out the beauty mode. There's also a video mode here, time-lapse mode. You can check out the filters. I mean, it's really nice. I'll do some separate camera tests also. So far, and it's a really nice device, but Huawei has to do a lot of improvement to beat the iPhone 6. iPhone 6 is really nice in terms of the camera performance. Its low light performance is really nice, and it's really snappier. And it's not Huawei P8 is not that much snappier in terms of capturing photos. So yeah, that's that. So iPhone 6 is also straightforward. With the iOS 9, you can see photo, video, slow motion, time lapse. You can also switch to front camera, and also you can go into the gallery to check out your photos. Same stuff. iPhone 6 also has this fingerprint scanner, which is again really icing on the top. While we don't get any type of fingerprint scanner or any waterproof or any superpower on the Huawei P8, but definitely it's a nice phone. And if you really want a device in around 50,000 rupees with the normal screen size, 1080p resolution, and good performance overall, it's gonna be a nice phone. But of course, you gotta spend a little bit more money on the iPhone. iPhone will going to give you that iOS environment, but the version that I'm talking about that you will get in the price of $65,000, which is $650, is basically a 16 gigabyte. So I will not recommend you to buy a 16 gigabyte iPhone 6. You must have at least 32 so that you can enjoy full apps. But if you don't install a lot of apps, then 16 gigabyte will be enough. So really nice iPhone 6 overall with the iOS 9. And about this phone is also nice with its Huawei's Emotion UI 3.1. And overall, it all comes down to the iOS and Android preference. If you do enjoy the iOS, you will like the iOS, the iPhone 6. If you enjoy the Android, you will enjoy the Huawei P8. So yeah, that's about this video. If you like to know something, do let me know in the comment section down below. And I'll be doing some app opening tests also. I'm not going to leave that. There are a lot of things that I need to cover up, but that's my overall full review comparison of both phones. So make sure you subscribe, make sure you like this video, and I'll see you in the next one.